I have a special update for you in my own garden at my house. And I have a lot of stuff growing here. I have sunflowers growing. I have corn growing. I have collard greens growing. And kale. And lettuce. I got some onions. Some more lettuce. Some radishes, Swiss chard, got my own marigolds, some more sunflowers, the nasturtium plant. We can eat these leaves and their flowers. And that's my garden. But today I have a very special treat for you guys, and I am actually going to be making some compost tea from some fresh earthworm castings. So I have put about 7.5 gallons of water in here, about 7 or 8, and I am going to mix in 1/3 of a cup of my kelp food, and this will help with the fungus, to help the fungus live and the bacteria. I am going to add 1/3 of a cup of my molasses, and this is mainly for my bacteria. This is like the carbohydrates or the sugars for them to eat and to live off of. This stuff is very sticky, and it takes a lot of time to get it to come off of there. Alright, that is better. Now that I have both of my hands, I can do what I need to. So I need about 6 to 8 cups of my earthworm castings. So I'm going to put 6 hefty scoops in there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cool. So this is a cool mesh bag that the water can get inside of, but none of my earthworm castings will fall out of it. So when I go to spray it, it doesn't clog up my misting nozzle and all sorts of stuff like that. Then, for my last little addition, I have some humic acid, and there's also micronutrients and stuff in here, but we are going to use about 2 teaspoons of this. So I have a 1/2 tablespoon measuring cup, because none of this stuff needs to be super precise. And I'm just going to put a heaping load right in there with all of that. Then I take my bag, I roll it up a few times, and I close it up, and then we go back over to the water. So I take this and I put it into the water, hook it on that little thing right there, and then the funnest part of this entire process is my pump. And my air pump is going to aerate the water and I will need to do this for about 24 hours, and it's going to get super duper bubbly.
Tomorrow for sure.
It has now been a little over 24 hours, and we have our finished product. As you can see, it is very, very foamy, and that is just going to show that we have good bacteria life and hopefully good fungal growth, and this will be very, very beneficial for our garden. So I am going to take this, and I am actually going to mix it with some water to bring it, or mix it down a little bit, just so it's not so concentrated. And I am going to put it into my sprayer, and I am going to spray them. And then once my nozzle gets all clogged up, because it eventually will get clogged up, as you can see, it's pretty dirty, I will take my nozzle off. And just use that to water them so I can evenly spread it all over my garden. Things are looking pretty good today. Okay, I am all filled up. I got my jug of compost tea. My spray nozzle is still on, so I can spray them for a second. I'm going to get started. You always want to spray when it's not very light out and the sun's not directly on your plants, because if you spray when the sun is directly on your plants, you could burn them, because this water could act like a magnifying lens and burn the leaves. So we don't want that to happen. So we're spraying when it's nighttime, and I am going to start to spray. I'm going to give everything a good spray, even the undersides of all my leaves. I'm just going to move along through the garden. You mainly want to focus on the undersides of the leaves, because that's where all the stomata is. And that's where the plant takes in most of its air and most of its water. It gets a lot of that from there. So we want to make sure the compost tea gets directly onto the stomata. Make sure you get your Alright, it's time to take this nozzle off and start to water it in. Now it's just a straight stream of water. Alright, I am going to refill, and I will see you guys next time.